bolo, PAMPAM. An evening with PAMPAM. हाथों में स्टेयरिंग को थामो,
खुशी हो या गम मुस्कुरा लो,
स्पीड डायल पे इनको लगा लो, राइट हैंड का फन आजमा लो। हाथों में स्टेयरिंग को थामो,
खुशी हो या गम मुस्कुरा लो,
स्पीड डायल पे इनको लगा लो, राइट हैंड का फन आजमा लो। ऐसा मौका फिर कहाँ मिलेगा, हमारे जैसा रेडियो कहाँ मिलेगा। आओ तुमको दिखलाता हूँ रेडियो की एक रंगी शाम। बोलो 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 बंधु, an evening with PAMPAM। ऐसा मौका फिर कहाँ मिलेगा, हमारे जैसा रेडियो कहाँ मिलेगा भाई। आओ तुमको दिखलाता हूँ रेडियो की एक रंगी शाम। बोलो 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 बंधु, an evening with फालतू, an evening with फालतू, an evening with PAMPAM।
You are listening to Radio D Hotties, powered by Mahima Creations.
Radio D Hotties, the best and hottest Indian radio network in the entire world.
Mahima Creations.
Proudly present premier evening drive time show, PAMPAM.
Yes, you heard it right.
PAMPAM. Every
Monday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday,
Friday. Let's beat the traffic. नमस्कार
नमस्ते
नमस्कार
वणक्कम
खुशामदीद
अस्सलाम वालेकुम
सत श्री अकाल
అందరికీ వందనము
जय स्वामी नारायण
जय श्री कृष्ण
जय जनेंद्र
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोल दे याली मदद
मौलानी मतलब बोलते हैं सारे फीजे मतलब बोलेगा नीसा मुलाबरजान हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के दौरे में से फालतू बाबा
and of course myself Faltu Rani लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally mastani and of course as we are on air today Manajan, हम आपको बता दें कि wish everybody who is celebrating a very happy Independence Day। आज़ादी के अमृत महोत्सव पर आज हमारी तरफ से एक और क्या कहे
क्या है
जय हिंद That is
and
right.
of course Banjan, this is a very big thing, August 15th, 75th year of our independence, when the Britishers gave our our nation,
our mother back to us.
our motherland back to us.
Correct.
But of course with a lot of changes though. Well, has it been useful for us? I don't know. Debatable. We're not getting political about that right now.
Yeah.
But we're celebrating the fact that we are able to be where we are right now thanks to the fact that we actually got our independence.
Right.
Now, the question again would be, Faldrani, would we have been where we are right now in spite of not having independence also?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
I
many
don't
of us
think so
actually
at all.
probably were privileged, but later on, people who actually would not have been privileged at that time now have the opportunity to pursue their happiness, pursue their dreams, and that's the independence that we have right now. देखो ये महोत्सव तो आगे वरना in fact I really appreciate the fact that the Indian government actually did this thing where they actually had this campaign going out, right?
Huh.
To show the pride, Deshi pride, right?
Huh.
They had Har Ghar Tiranga. You remember that?
Huh. Har Ghar Tiranga. That is it's a campaign that they launched where every house will fly the Tiranga, right?
Yes.
That, every house will get a flag kind of thing.
Yeah. It was not mandated, but it actually was just to show solidarity.
Right.
And guess what? This particular movement they had, right, well, in the shortest span of time, created the most number of jobs,
Huh.
right? Almost 10,000 workforce was employed for this,
Huh.
right? To make this, and small-scale industries started benefited from this particular project.
Right.
Did you know the people making flags from home?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very nice spiking of in the thing, right? Economy.
हाँ.
हर घर वहाँ पे they started using Tiranga. And let's welcome our bandhus also. Deepak ji, welcome. Good evening to you too, and wish you a very happy Independence Day. And yes, everybody listening to us right now who are celebrating Independence Day, happy Independence Day to you. हमारे देसी बंधु लोग, मतलब not only the people from India, even Pakistan का भी Independence Day है चल आज. And कल था बांग्लादेश का, तो बांग्लादेश का भी happy Independence Day to everybody out there celebrating the Independence Day. Because if all of us were still colonized, we would not be where we are right now. Probably we would still be struggling with the opportunities and everything. Even now, in spite of having independence, Falzani, I still feel we are not actually 100% free, because freedom, according to our Sanatana culture, is a concept of, is a man-made construct, freedom.
Correct.
Right? There's nothing called as free as such, देखा जाए तो कुछ भी free मिलता नहीं है. America, we learned that there is no free lunch. The same time, freedom का मतलब होता है कि यार dependency है. Interdependency, like how Mahima just always say, right? It's not like we are left to do what do you want to do. But then again, it would have been a lot harder time for us to do if at all we were still under the foot of the colonials, right?
Correct.
In spite of that 75 years के बाद maybe कभी का लगता है मुझे फादर नहीं, I still feel on introspection, I feel like it's still sad. Somehow we have not. There's a lot of things to do still. We have not actually reached that particular thing. It's just been 75 years. There's a lot of things to learn and to improve and to do better.
Correct. Correct.
कुछ भी हो जाए 75 years में हमारे जो हजारों सालों का जो factions था अभी भी चालू है. We're still not able to understand how to come to unite. Under this particular thing. Of course, it was a humongous task from our leaders. That's why hats off to them. Well, no matter what people talk about the political thing or the other personal values of our leaders, the Nehrus of the world, the Mahatma Gandhis of the world, everybody, Vallabhbhai Patel of the world, right? They were able to rally forces together.
Correct.
To try to bring people together. Imagine आज कितना difficult है उस जमाने में when they had more strict and conservative ideologies.
Correct.
How they were able to come together. That's one thing very interesting. Faltani, we were just talking about before the show started. Faltani had a very good observation she made. She's of course journalism का major है, तो उसको तो मालूम है. So she's talking about what the view of society is. हम लोग, we never came together as one and celebrated the Mahotsav here out of India.
Right. Well, here that's the ironic part, Banjan, कि यहाँ पे भी आके हम लोग भारत से बाहर निकल गए हैं. Of course हमारे इतने सारे बंधुस हमें follow करते हैं, and we want to acknowledge that we have a lot of Pakistani, Afghani and Bangladeshi bandhus also who follow us. So wishing all of you also, whoever is celebrating, we are not stuck up on dates. I'll tell you one thing, एक चीज़ अगर हमें ध्यान में रखना है बंधुजन, इस अमृत महोत्सव के अवसर पर.
ओहो,
अमृत महोत्सव, वैसे तो इंडिया में अमृत महोत्सव ऑलरेडी खत्म हो गया है, in the sense that it is already the 75th year, but do we really only need to celebrate on those 2 days, which is the Republic Day and which is the Independence Day?
Yeah.
You actually look at people, Tiranga colors, they're dressing, they're doing fashion show in Tiranga colors, they'll have a concert, from a Bollywood singer who will come and sing, but then that'll not have anything related to Tiranga, maybe one or two, patriotic songs will be there, but, and the worst part is, there'll be, एक country के आज़ादी के अमृत महोत्सव वाले सेलिब्रेशन को 1000 ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस बनाएंगे. 1000 लोग अलग अलग, नहीं वहाँ पे क्यों, वो करेंगे तो हम भी करेंगे, हम भी करेंगे तो वो भी करेंगे. क्या कैसा दिन आ गया है जहाँ पे हम लोग इकट्ठे नहीं मना सकते. आई मीन इमेजिन, इसीलिए हम लोगों का शायद वॉइस भी लोगों का तक पहुँचता नहीं है, बिकॉज ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट हर बंदा एक दूसरे बंदे को नीचे पुल करने की कोशिश करता है.
Well, there also is the fact of the freedom of speech and the freedom of pursuing whatever you want to do, your own dreams, right? वो भी आती है, people can argue in this fact, oh यार, why I have the freedom to whatever I want to do for my country. करो, doesn't matter. मैं तो ना नहीं बोल रहे हम लोग, लेकिन फिर भी हम लोग as a community बोल रहे, as you know, we are Media Mahima as a community-based organization.
Correct.
We are for the first ever non-profit radio for the airwaves in the US, right?
Yeah.
And we are talking for the people, we are by the people for sure, by our bandhus for sure. Right. And अगर आपको लगता है कि आपने कुछ ऐसा कुछ on this wonderful 75th anniversary of our Independence Day, देखो celebration तो एक चीज है. Mahima just always say one thing that I remember whenever we did this thing, I used to ask her like, "अरे शिद्दत से आप हर एक साल we do August 15, we used to actually do some celebration on our radio."
Correct.
And I used to ask her like, "What is the thing behind that?" She said, "You should never forget where we're from." And the moment you forget that is when you lose yourself totally.
Correct.
Because आपको मालूम है चाहिए कि आपको independence जो मिला है, celebration करो, very important to celebrate, yes. At the same time, नमन करो. Think about what all we had to go through. As a community, as society, what we had to go through to get the independence part of it, right? That particular discipline, what we had actually to get the independence, which right now I find sometimes Faltoni, the factions may lose. We're losing out that that coming together of हाँ कुछ है patriotic movies आते हैं जो get people together, and of course when something problem comes up, everybody goes yes. When cricket match is there, we go everybody India will become one.
नहीं अनुभव वो भी मुझे ये बताना है कि लेट्स गो बैक टू द हर घर तिरंगा, राइट, दैट इनिशिएटिव, कि हम में से कितने लोग जानते हैं हमारे तिरंगे का महत्व क्या है.
Faldani, that is wonderful.
And think about it. I think it's a very well thought out I wouldn't say ploy. I think it's a very well thought out strategy to to kind of क्या कहते हैं उसको, to create that national fervor, right? That fervor of that patriotic fervor amongst people, that everybody needs to have a tiranga, because unlike the United States, now यहाँ पे United States में people enroll into the Marine Corps and different army, and right now actually there's a crisis there also apparently. There aren't enough Americans enrolling in the army. The army is really struggling because people are not fit enough, people are not intelligent enough to make it into the army apparently.
Interesting.
And there was a whole report about how it has come down by 40%, Altuba, 40%. So, but in India, to this Har Ghar Tiranga, we can hoist a Tiranga outside our house, but really, are we manifesting, are we enshrining the values that the Tiranga holds, that it stands for? Because Tiranga to Tiranga, it's just a piece of cloth if you actually look at it, right? Everybody has their own, but it's symbolic. It's symbolism. It's a huge honor to be able to bear that, and to be able to fly it high. It's a huge deal. People die to do this. People actually, we have seen movies, we have seen, हमने किस्से कहानियाँ सुने हैं जहाँ पे लोग हमारे तिरंगे को वो at the border to make sure that it's वो लहरा रहा है, that people cannot burn it down, people cannot access that, to say that this is our land, this is our pride. What is in that tiranga? What does it symbolize? हम में से कितने लोग जानते हैं? वो सोचना पड़ेगा. हमें से कितने लोग जानते हैं? एंड हाँ बोल सकते हैं, हाँ ऑरेंज स्टैंड्स फॉर ना relinquishment, वाइट स्टैंड्स फॉर पीस, ग्रीन स्टैंड्स फॉर खेती बाड़ी, एंड देन द चक्र is, some people will say that it is the Ashok Chakra, some people will say it's Mahatma Gandhi's that charkha wala chakra. Different interpretations are there, but what actually does it mean when you implement it in real life, in today's life? अगर हम उसके बारे में सोचें तो जो हम आजकल देख रहे हैं वो नहीं होता, जहाँ पे एक हिंदू भाई अपने मुसलमान भाई की मतलब तौहीन कर रहा है. एक मुसलमान भाई जब हिंदू भाई कुछ लिखता है तो उसके बारे में लोग रिपोर्ट करते हैं, उसको हेट स्पीच बोलते हैं. एक क्या कहते हैं, मतलब यहाँ पे हज़ारों मील दूर बैठ के एक दूसरे को मतलब इतने ताने मारते हैं. और फॉरगेट अबाउट दैट, हम भारतीयों में ही इतने सारे फैक्शंस हैं कि कोई ये तेलुगु लोग ऐसे मनाएंगे, ये तमिल लोग ऐसे मनाएंगे, तमिल में भी ये वाले तमिल लोग ऐसे मनाएंगे, वो वाले तमिल लोग ऐसे मनाएंगे, वो तेलुगु में भी ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऐसे मनाएगा, वो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. तो हमारी यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी जो वाली प्रिंसिपल है वो कहाँ गई?
करेक्ट.
Right? I mean, think about it, Banja. It's really food for thought. We really need to think about it. क्या हमारा टॉलरेंस इतना कम हो गया है कि हम लोग जिसको हमारा फ्लैग सिग्निफाई करता है, जिसको हमारा मतलब तिरंगा सिंबलाइज करता है, वो हमारे में नहीं है?
So much of intolerance, huh? So you're saying that Amar Khan was right, huh? 5 years ago.
What
intolerance.
What intolerance?
He's saying that there's so much intolerance right now. He's getting scared to live in India.
I don't know, Altha Baba. I'm asking Bandhus, do you notice that? Do you feel that? Do you feel at some point ki, okay, there's too much of one particular thing happening? Do you feel that's, what are the values? उसके बारे में बात करते हैं.
Very
And
good.
how can we implement it in our lives? उसके
Yes.
बारे में बात करते हैं.
Very good point. So starting off, Bandhujan, the number to call you, मैं देता हूँ आप लोगों को 408-912-2479. आज आज़ादी का अमृत महोत्सव पे you actually can get your kids also to listen to our show today because they get to learn a little bit about our future, our past, right?
Correct.
And yeah, it is interesting. We actually have a very colorful, history of our Indian culture, and our history dates beyond just the 200 days or 200 years of colonization which happened. We actually have thousands of years of our stories. There are movies talked about and everything, and every time, whenever it comes to us, me especially doing a show, I always bring connection to the Indian cinema. And Indian cinema actually has done some justice, some injustice also, to the point of some focusing on certain things in which we have to remember for sure. Right? Now, अभी स्कूलों में तो आजकल यहाँ पे कहाँ सिखाते हैं उसके बारे में. Indian history is not taught in American schools. So what is the thing? The onus lies on you to be able to bring it up to them or bring them up to speed about our culture, right? About our history and everything. तो ये एक मौका है आप लोगों को to actually bring the children to the radio, closer to our culture by exposing to shows like this. And you should call up and you should talk about what it signifies for you. Right? Number to call here 408-912-2479. Yes, this is traditional way of actually reaching us for sure. And there are multiple ways you can reach us. You can actually do a video call into us also if you want it.
Correct.
उसके लिए अगर आपको कुछ फ्रेशनर करना तो कर लो, कुल्ला करना तो कर लो, क्योंकि आपका आवाज crystal clear आएगा on air.
Correct.
So start dialing in 408-912-2479 or पोस्ट ऑन फेसबुक पे. अगर आप हमें देख रहे हैं तो अगर आप फेसबुक पे देख रहे हैं या हमारे ऐप पे देख रहे हो या व्हाई नॉट यू मे बी लिसनिंग टू अस ऑन आवर यूट्यूब चैनल एज वेल वेयर वी आर लाइव.
Right.
Yes, but then we actually are one of the modern Indians who actually have reached out to you guys in multiple platforms.
Correct.
Twitter ho ya Instagram ho ya Instagram ho gaya when we went on air on that, right?
Correct.
Yeah, Facebook ho, traditional Facebook जो use करते हैं, right?
Right.
And also you can reach us on WhatsApp as well. That's right, but so हमारा एक number चल रहा है scrolly on the bottom of the screen, which will give a number for you guys to join the WhatsApp group. इस number पे आप message कीजिएगा and you can automatically join the Bandhu Paltan, right?
Right.
And the number is 408-660-6753. 408-660 6753 408-660-6753 पे आप मैसेज कर दीजिएगा. अगर आप if you want to join us via the video as well as possible, right? So start dialing in the number and you can get into our studio and actually share your thoughts and viewpoints here as well. Now, Faldrani, the question you had, people, might seem like as though it's a very easy question to answer, but the question she's asking is a little bit deeper than just the answer of what those colors stand for.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
You're asking people what it symbolizes for them, right?
Right.
Huh?
Right.
And again, Balajan, freedom जब बात होती है तो आपकी opinion का freedom होता है. You have the freedom to have your own opinion.
Correct.
अगर आप बोले मेरे opinion से मेरा flag जो है, हमारा flag जो है, ये meaning है, you have the full freedom to actually believe that.
You can believe whatever you want,
Yeah,
Pranjal,
but we'll tell you what we believe also.
Yeah, we'll tell you.
Or what it could actually mean for us.
That's right. So the number to call us at the studio 408-912-2479. एक बार और स्टूडियो का नंबर नोट कर लीजिएगा 408-912-2479. That is the number to call into the studio.
Yes.
तो
फाल्गुनी, ये तिरंगा जो था हर घर तिरंगा, was it a successful campaign according to your reports?
I have no idea, Alta Baba.
According to my reports, it was a successful campaign. मैंने आपको झलक दिया था saying that actually was an economic boost for the people out there because they recorded around 10 lakh individual jobs to have been created. 10 lakh.
Wow.
बोलो तो 100,000 jobs were created.
Oh, wow.
Is it 10 lakh? 100,000? Yes, it's 100,000. 100,000 jobs are created in India.
Right.
Specific to this particular trade. There were close to around 10,000 different units opened up across India supplying this particular thing. It was initiative. I don't know how the remuneration worked, like what the cost of the flags were for every household. But the thing is, it got people engaged. And it was a wonderful exercise. I would say a social experiment to see or to bring people together. There's times where we're talking about this boycott, unnecessary things happening, all the poison spewing on social media now, right?
Correct.
It was a breath of fresh air to see people actually showing solidarity.
Correct.
देखो क्या होता है कि हम लोग ना we have our own thoughts, our own needs, our own things, everything is there. I understand that's the freedom of pursuing your own happiness, right?
Right.
At the same time, it's good to actually build a trust in people. How does that happen when you have common values?
Correct.
And the common value being whatever it is, either you're standing in the same land, sitting in the same place, living in the same house, right?
Huh.
Or you subscribe to the same values. And seeing those tirangas on the houses probably change people's mindset, right?
Huh.
And I'm hoping we'll have less of the poison spewing on those particular social media nowadays, right?
Huh.
But anyways, I would definitely think it's a good exercise. Yeah, America में तो होता ही है, automatically होता है, which we didn't know about the Banjan. We have Memorial Day, and you will see all the businesses come together.
Huh.
All the cities, all the towns come together, and they paint the whole thing as red, white, and blue.
Correct.
Have you seen that?
Huh.
We have been living here for quite some time. You must have seen this thing. Red, white, blue automatically comes in. Some people consider red to be Republican, blue to be Democrat. There's no association that way, Banajan.
Huh.
It's just that they have their own. There is a different history for red, white, and blue. You can ask your kids who go to school over here who are schooled on that.
Correct.
But the question to you is, क्या आपको आपके जन्मभूमि का फ्लैग्स के बारे में मालूम है?
Yeah.
मालूम है तो कॉल कीजिएगा. डरते क्यों? मतलब you don't know. If you don't call us, it means that you don't know. We'll be happy to share this information because फालतूनी के पास तो बड़ा ये है. रिसर्च किया उसने.
क्या?
उसके बारे में, right?
क्या रिसर्च किया?
अरे फ्लैग का,
ये तो हमें
तिरंगे का जो महत्व है.
करेक्ट.
महत्व या सिग्निफिकेंस, क्या बोलते हैं सिग्निफिकेंस को हिंदी में फालतूनी? सिंबलिज्म क्या बोलते हैं? Okay.
I don't know.
ढूंढ लेंगे.
Ankit, I don't know, whatever.
Ankit, वाह.
Well, Badajan, one thing is definitely there कि there has been जैसे आलतू ने बताया कि एक unprecedented demand for the Indian national flag as soon as this law is launched. हर घर तिरंगा. In fact, some Bollywood celebrities also have जो B-Town के लोग हैं उन्होंने भी hoist किया है. They also, it started off.
Yeah.
There's this whole. I think Shah Rukh Khan was the first one to hoist.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wearing designer shoes and everything.
They're wearing like distressed jeans, white shirts, and I was like, what? Okay, that's fine. So what if you wear designer shoes? It really
That's
doesn't.
what I like about netizens. Yeah, netizens never leave an opportunity to troll somebody.
Huh?
यार उसने मन्नत पे लगा दिया फ्लैग.
हाँ.
छोड़ दो ना, क्या ना.
क्या फर्क
उसके ऊपर से वो बंदा आएगा लिखेगा फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच के नाम पे क्या क्या जुल्म उठाते हैं मालूम है तेरे को मालूम है वो बोलता है हाँ ये डिजाइनर शूज डिजाइनर shoes, designer jeans not made in India, chips.
What?
And apparently one more photograph of some South Indian actor who actually is wearing chappals and hoisting flag.
Oh God.
Why would you do that?
It's...
क्या यार? Okay. And of course, ममता जी नमस्ते, कैसे हैं आप? I don't know where you are, Australia, UK या India में कहाँ भी हो आप, नमस्ते आपको. Happy Independence Day. Probably you already have celebrated because I saw some posts of yours on your social media.
हाँ.
So very good. And thank you so much for that. And आज तो हम लोग बातें कर रहे हैं because we're gonna उसका पर्दाफाश करने वाले हैं.
Correct.
जो देसी लोग जो बाहर आते हैं इंडिया से, right, who come out of India. Are we Indians? I don't know. Are we like stuck to our factions, our own beliefs? I don't know.
Well,
आज देखा जाए तो फालतू reporting to you, knowing about there were like around 10 different celebrations of Indian Mahotsav.
Indian Azadi ki Mahotsav.
Over the past 1 week.
Within the same city.
Within
the same Bay Area.
Yes.
San Francisco Bay Area.
There was something happening by the Consulate General. But they did something on the bridge of Golden Gate. Fine, okay. That was something like initiative put together by the government itself.
Right.
बाद में private and but हर event का अच्छा sponsors आए, मतलब पैसा बना आपको साले पर.
वही तो problem हो गया है बाबा कि इतना materialistic हो गया है. That's my take बनुजान. लेकिन हम आपसे पूछना चाहते हैं ममता जी, nice to see you, love you too, right back at you. आप अगर यहाँ पे कॉल करना चाहते हैं आप हमें व्हाट्सएप भी कर सकते हैं. अगर आप वैसे आप आलतू बाबा का वो स्पेशल नंबर भी जानते हो तो अगर आप व्हाट्सएप वीडियो कॉल करना चाहते हो वहाँ पे भी कॉल कर सकते हो. We can get you on air as well. And Rakesh Maharaj ji, I'm not sure if you're from India or from Fiji or from which part of the world you're
कहीं
from.
पे भी हो आप, कहीं का तो महाराजा हो, हमें अच्छा लगता है. हम बोल सकते हैं हमारे यहाँ पे तो राज महाराज कॉल करते हैं.
हाँ exactly. आपका भी हैप्पी इंडिपेंडेंस डे. थैंक यू वेरी मच कि आपने मैसेज किया. लेकिन हमारा सवाल सिर्फ बहुत सिंपल है. ये जो केसर रंग है हमारे केसरिया तेरा इश्क पिया.
एक मिनट गाने पे मत जा, वो केसरी अलग बात है लेकिन ये बताओ कलर की बात है.
अबाउट आर तिरंगा जो है वो हर घर तिरंगा जो नारा उन्होंने लॉन्च किया है और जो हर घर में तिरंगा लहरा रहा है उसमें जो तिरंगे में छुपा हुआ मतलब जो तिरंगा सिंबलाइज करता है, जो वैल्यूज है वो क्या है आपके हिसाब से? वो केसर का वैल्यू क्या है? मतलब what is the value that it signifies? What is the green stand for? What does the white stand for? बहुत सारे इंटरप्रिटेशंस है मनुजन. There was pre-independence era में एक form of the flag था.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And they had a different interpretation. There were when our Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, he was the second president of India, right? When he became president, he interpreted it slightly differently.
Okay.
And each person has interpreted it in their own way. So what does it stand for you? Do you actually enshrine those values in your life?
Wow.
Because अगर हम अपने आप को भारतीय बुलाते हैं या अपने आप को हिंदुस्तान के वासी बुलाते हैं, तो फिर we call ourselves Indians with a lot of pride, and we celebrate. We call police sergeants, we call senators, we call everybody, and we ask them. And how many of us have actually talked about the values that our flag stands for?
Hey, some of us have actually.
Yeah.
Some of us
have.
Yeah.
So आप कॉल करके हमें बताइए 408-912-2479 पे.
We have one caller on the phone line. We'll take them, and we also have some callers calling on the video line. We're going to take them in a few minutes. But हमारे caller हैं already. नमस्ते, कैसे हैं आप? Hello.
PAMPAM.
Masu Baba.
Oh, विभा जी कैसे हैं आप? Happy Independence Day to you, 75th.
हाँ.
Thank you. आपको भी.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So बताइए आपके लिए ये फ्लैग, आप तो आपका फ्लैग तो ब्लू, व्हाइट एंड ब्लैक है ना? नहीं
मेरा ओरिजिनल फ्लैग तिरंगा ही है.
ओहो.
हाँ, for sure, because I was born in the motherland.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I thought you were totally a Botswanian, but Indian origin. Okay, good. Nice. So please tell us, आपके लिए तिरंगा.
I was born in the motherland. I was born in Kanpur.
Oh, nice.
In India. Yeah.
No, so
definitely an Indian at
तो फालतू getting impatient. She wants you to tell us about the colors. उसको patience नहीं है आज.
नहीं, मैं ये पूछना चाहती हूँ. You're an interesting case in point.
Case in point.
Purely because आप इंडिया से बहुत ही छोटी उम्र में निकल गई, right?
It doesn't matter, ना.
You're sort of almost you've been an NRI almost all your life, right? So non-resident Indian. तो आप में वो patriotic fervor कैसे जागृत हुआ? One, and वो जो आपकी motherland के लिए जो pride है वो कैसे बनाए रखे आपने? And क्या आप जानते हो कि वो जो फ्लैग है, जो तिरंगा है हमारा, उसका क्या सिग्निफिकेंस रहा है आपकी जिंदगी में?
Very good. हाँ, बताओ.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So let me start off by saying that even though बहुत छोटी उम्र में we left India when my brother and I were very young, but I think kudos to my parents for keeping us in touch with our roots and consistently taking us to India every couple of years, every 2 years or so. We were in India, and we were in the heart of Punjab, small town Punjab, where, the values of the country, shine through. And, even at home, the values that Indian parents instill in their children were instilled by my brother and I. And, a lot of times people are surprised that, we were actually raised outside India, but my brother and I both, hold Indian values very, very close to our heart.
Very
I think the credit for that definitely I will give my parents. And what do I do in day to day? Let's see.
नहीं मतलब what is the values?
What are the values?
आपने value बोल दिया blanket statement में, लेकिन क्या था? Like for instance, very specifically for those 3 colors, Tiranga, what values does it carry for you? आपके लिए what do you see orange as? What do you see white as? Is there significance at all for you?
And have you said your parents kept this alive, and thank you to your parents for doing that.
Yeah.
But कैसे मतलब क्या उन्होंने आपको समझाया कि
इंडिपेंडेंस डे पे आपको फ्लैग हॉइस्ट के बाद सैल्यूट करना, बाद में लड्डू मिलेगा?
हाँ, and वो
हमें लड्डू मिला भाई.
Yeah.
हमें चॉकलेट भी मिला.
Unfortunately, I don't remember, ever being in India at the time of independence. But I mean, when they were celebrating, but wherever we lived, the different consulates in those countries, everybody, bade zoro shoro se they celebrate Indian independence.
Nice.
So we would go to the High Commissioner's house, which is always called India House, no matter where you are. And wahan pe, yes, we would definitely, participate via song or dance. We would do stuff like that, or people would, give a speech. Everybody would be dressed up in, Indian clothes, preferably the orange, white, green, navy blue. But here's an interesting thing. Also, Baba is the one who told me that the Ashok Chakra, which I thought was black, is actually navy blue. I didn't know that.
It is
till
navy
last
blue.
year.
Oh really? Okay,
Yeah,
now we
I
know
didn't-
something.
Yeah. So that information you gave me, I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
So
So thank you for that.
Oh, anytime.
So विभा जी, आपने बताया कि everybody used to dress in.
Sorry,
Hi
what's that?
Jaina. Everybody used to dress in orange and the different colors. So could you tell us about the वो significance क्या था? Did you know what it stood for?
So I think my parents told us. I think orange. The orange is kesari, and kesari is an important color for Indians, specifically for people who are followers of Sanatan Dharam. I don't now remember exactly the significance of the orange. I don't know if what I just said is correct. And then I remember the green is for agriculture.
Oh.
So that's for the farmers, and because हमारे देश में there's a lot of agricultural activity. And white, I don't remember, but I think it's for peace.
Uh-huh.
If I'm not wrong.
Peace as in peace of mind?
And then of course, sorry.
Peace of mind, peace.
I would say just for the peace of the nation, ताकि लड़ाई झगड़े ना हो देश में, लोग प्रेम से रहे.
Wonderful. And what about the green?
So, yeah.
What about the green?
Green is, I told, for agriculture.
Surely told.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't catch that
Land.
portion. I was only looking at because somebody started shaking their head when you started talking about all the colors.
Yeah.
But okay, the person
Oh,
can.
no.
Yeah. I'll tell you. I'll get the person on it right now. The person laughing also right now.
Okay.
So that's Deepa. Deepa,
I
hi,
know
welcome.
I can't see the person right now.
I know.
On the
Hold on.
phone.
You can hear her. Deepa, hi.
विजयी विश्व तिरंगा प्यारा
ओहो।
झंडा ऊंचा रहे हमारा विजयी.
Okay, now you know who this person is. This person.
PAMPAM, my patriotic Deepa.
Aha, patriotic Deepa. Arey wah. So by the way, again, Deepa was just shaking her head. I think she was like nodding away to Glory, saying it's wonderful, correct, and everything. Because everybody's hold on. Wait. I'll give you opportunity to talk about Deepa. I want to say something because she was not able to see what you were doing when you were talking about the colors and all. Deepa was like, oh yes, wonderful. Yeah, she's nodding away to Glory. I wanted to show people
Deepa's
how much
proud of
solidarity
me.
is
I'm
there.
happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy Deepa's proud of me.
Deepa, you're proud of her, is it? What is that?
Oh, she's proud of me. ये भी कोई question है.
See, when you ask, some people ask the question.
देखो,
okay.
मैं इधर जोर से चिल्ला रही हूँ मेरे घर में,
जय हिंद.
और जब मैं वीडियो पास देखती हूँ, मेरा वॉल्यूम आज तो ठीक रखा है ना मेरा वॉल्यूम.
Are you able to hear her, Vibha?
Perfect. She sounds perfect as always.
She sounds perfect as always. As always, बोल दिया उसने. मतलब always been the same.
देखो अल्तुफा, मैं तुम्हें I'm talking in general of the WhatsApp talk, not WhatsApp call.
Okay.
उसका वॉल्यूम चेक करो. मैं बोली because I saw some old video, तो मेरा एकदम flaky आ रहा है. So I want you to check the connection.
हाँ हो गया नो आपका कनेक्शन मस्त आ रहा है डोंट वरी मस्त है फर्स्ट क्लास है तो बट वेरी गुड सो दीपा
दिल से दिल का कनेक्शन तो एकदम A1 है तो
Yeah, before you say anything, Deepa, wish you a very happy Independence Day. सभी लोगों को who are celebrating independence, wish you a very happy
Thank you.
Amrit Mahotsav, as in the Amrit Festival. Mahotsav also the great festival, है ना? So that's something which coined by the Indian government. I appreciate that part of it. They did that, and yes, it is a milestone for us. 75 years of independence. We have not reached Republic state as yet because Republic actually happens 2 years from now. We reach our Amrit status 2 years from now.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. 2-3 years from now because we got independence before we became a republic.
Oh, like that. Okay.
okay.
नहीं हुआ फालतू बाबा 1 year from now.
1950, na?
1950 we became a republic.
We became a
Thanks to Ambedkar
sovereign.
sir. We got a constitution and we ratified it only in 1950. But doesn't matter वो तो technicality है लेकिन फिर भी we'll talk about it when we come to the point 2 years from now.
Yeah.
But लेकिन I want to ask you same thing as what Vibha actually dialing in from car I suppose so she can't see us. So you'll have to be animated in your talk also Deepa. तो जोर से बताओ. हाँ.
हमने पढ़ा है और बहुत बार मतलब अभी मैं आई एम ट्राइंग टू get it as correct as possible. The orange.
एक मिनट Deepa hold on she wants to say something फालतू नहीं.
एक मिनट दीपा तो जो वो भी बताओ if you want to share that also that's fine but we want to know कि जो values जो हमारे तिरंगे में enshrined है वो आप अपने निजी ज़िंदगी में कैसे उसको follow कर रहे हैं क्या
Personal.
and आपके हिसाब से क्या लोग उसको सच्ची में follow कर रहे हैं क्योंकि हम लोग तिरंगा तो लहराते हैं कितने लोग उसको actually follow कर रहे हैं.
And actually the freedom is to be to have opinions about things. If you think
I mean, I want to first mention what are the colors.
Correct.
I mean, the colors what they represent. Okay?
sure.
So the orange actually represents the valor of all the soldiers and all the freedom fighters that they fought for the country. It shows शूरता और वीरता
हाँ wonderful.
का प्रतीक है जो केसरिया रंग है. तो और and again the green represents the greenery and हरियाली and the kind of like what represents the farming and the main thing about India farm culture and greenery and that is the part of it and they want मतलब it blesses the country like you know है खुशहाल और देखो हरियाली है तो जिंदगी है like you know food and like abundance of food in the matlab wealth health sub it's all connected.
Yeah.
So that's what the green represents.
Wonderful.
And white represents the peace of the country as a whole. Peace of the whole country and all the people between the people. And the Ashok Chakra shows the unity. So it all binds together.
How many spokes are there in Ashok Chakra? Do you know?
24 I think. Yeah.
21.
26. Oh.
Yeah, but it's okay. You can always go Google it on. But the point is very good. In fact, yeah, I like the way. So you're saying that's a popularly propagated message about the colors.
That is symbolic.
That is the true.
Okay. True. Again, I'll tell you one more thing. So true, matlab it's very subjective, right? So
Correct.
आपके लिए what does that? Do you agree with that particular thing, or do you have your own interpretation? Say, नहीं, Aldaba, for me, orange also stands for something sattvic, like how Vibha said that it's more of the spiritual nature of the color. So what do you feel? आपके लिए what does the color stand for you, Deepa ji?
नहीं मैं यही हिसाब से जाऊंगी because these values even hold true even now because we cannot forget our how we achieved the independence. We have to
Very
and
good.
the green in a way green represents the groundedness of the India. So that's उससे भी आप लोग पीछा नहीं छुड़ाओ और पीछा नहीं छुड़ा सकते like you know. So everything like and all the harmony the whole thing works together. And it should be and that's the you can also say like Kala Chakra like you know that the wheel keeps on moving.
Correct.
And that's you know and we keep on growing and we have to keep on growing and improving that is the bottom line. It holds true every time. Yeah,
That there is no stagnation in and that we are constantly we have to be adaptable. We have to keep moving. And
Yes.
Deepa, you're right. It is 24 spokes in the Ashok Chakra, and
Thank
each of those spokes actually stands for a particular value. And many people don't know that. हर एक स्पोक का मतलब जब वो स्पोक बोलते हैं जो जिनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है जो वो व्हील है उसमें वो जो क्या कहते हैं स्पोक को दीपा हिंदी में each of the what do you call the spoke in Hindi also?
डंडी
हाँ वो जो डंडी है ना हर एक डंडी का
Lines.
each of those lines stands for something. It everything from chastity to peace to forgiveness to बंधुत्व fraternity जो बोलते हैं welfare prosperity सब कुछ included है सेवा service industry safety
प्यार एंड
काइंडनेस प्रज्ञा जो अवेयरनेस है उसके लिए वो भी रिप्रेजेंटेड है कोऑपरेशन जैसे इकट्ठे काम करना हाथ जो साथ ही हाथ बढ़ाना वाला कॉन्सेप्ट जो है एंड हमारे जो हक है राइट्स एंड विजडम जो ज्ञान है इट स्टैंड्स एवरीथिंग जस्टिस धर्म जो ये है एवरीथिंग इज इंक्लूडेड इन ईच ऑफ दोस स्पोक्स रिप्रेजेंट समथिंग इन दैट इन द अशोक चक्र so I wanted to tell and thank you Deepa for bringing that up about the Ashok Chakra. You are right, but I want to ask you you know in when we say har ghar tiranga, I don't know how many people you've been in the United States for a few years now, Deepa, is that right? And Vibha?
Yeah, more than
Yeah, she was instrumental in Trump getting appointed as president.
No, almost. Okay, let's say a couple of decades, right? Or at least more than a decade, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
यहाँ पे आके आपने जो देखा जैसे हम लोग देसीज हैं, right? हम लोग देहातीज हैं, देसीज हैं, जो भी है बाहर निकलते हैं इंडिया से तो क्या आपको लगता है कि हम लोग इकट्ठे हैं यहाँ पे? हमें वो
Power question.
definitely
जब
yeah
आप बोलते हो Go Deepa, go ahead, Deepa.
especially the values से ज्यादा culture जो है ना it's very very strong that you मतलब क्या बोलते हैं छूटे ना छोड़े ना छूटे like kind of a thing like it's
Yeah, you can take India out of India, but you can't take India out of India. बोल रहे हैं
लेकिन
आप,
कल्चर अलग बात है दीपा कल्चर इज शेयर्ड वैल्यूज राइट आई एम आस्किंग अबाउट द स्पेसिफिक वैल्यूज
right Falturani cultural values of each country is different so that is a nature
क्या
and culture
हमें
of
क्या
and
हम
when we come out of it we bring that with us
do you think
and
we are
definitely-
united do you think we are united as Indians here in the United States?
What a power statement question.
Do you think as okay for example let's say you're from Karnataka do you think as Kannadigas we are all united as one we speak in one voice we all stand for one this thing do you think we do that? I'm just
I
asking
don't think so.
Vibha
मतलब I mean there is there are difference of opinion तो है for sure we can hope for more unity for sure
correct
but that's what but still it some way or the other way like it binds us together जब really there are some crises and we still stand together
That's true.
like
But thank you. But
देखो, usually the crisis के time पे standing together I think it's more valuable than when we are having fun and sometimes people unite together.
hey, no,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
When it's like need of the hour I have faith. Maybe I'm wrong but I do have faith in people
Yeah.
and that we need to have that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
don't you
know-
think? But don't you think if you're all together, the crisis won't come at all in the first place?
No, not crisis in the sense of like
she's talking like if there's a tsunami in India
that way,
or
okay,
if there's
that
an
way, okay,
earthquake is
okay.
that what you mean Deepa?
not just natural man-made altu baba I'm saying in general मैं बोल रही हूँ
Okay, okay,
विपदा
I hear you.
विपदा जब आती है
I hear you. But good, thank you so much. In fact, good to hear from you, and also Vibaji, thank you so much for that perspective. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Sure.
And yeah, we have other people actually waiting to get on the call as well. Vibha, thank you for calling us.
Sure.
Thank you so much Jai Hind guys thank you
everybody
thank you
Thank you so much. Well, we have a few people who are dialing in to us right now, and also we have somebody who actually was waiting on the video call. They hung up on us, but we'll try to get them on right now, Bandhujan. But of course, Fadrani, any tippani on that right now? What you heard from our bandhus?
One thing we hung up with Vibhaji too, but she said she doesn't think so.
Uh-huh.
I was curious to find out why she doesn't think so, because we are not united in our joint, क्या कहते हैं, in our as a people we are not united करके. That's what she said. So I was wondering what she meant, why she was going to say that. But true, हर घर तिरंगा, and जो उन्होंने कहा कि this is what it stands for, this is what, वो सब तो हम जानते हैं theoretically what it stands for.
जानते हैं हम लोग?
हाँ.
Are you sure about it?
How do we? Well, let me ask you, Altu Baba.
You asking
Let
me?
me ask you.
हाँ, बोलो.
Or is there a bandhu who's online already?
Oh, we have a bandhu who's already online. I'm trying to see if I can get her on. Thing first, let's go to bandhu on the phone line. Yeah.
Hi, PAMPAM, कौन है जी?
Hi, PAMPAM. This is Tanushree here.
ओहो, हाय तनुश्री जी, आज़ादी के अमृत महोत्सव पर आपको शुभकामनाएं.
आपको भी 75th मुबारक हो.
थैंक यू सो मच. तो बताइए तनुश्री जी, अच्छा लगा कि आपने कॉल किया. तो टेल अस व्हाट इज़ योर, आपके हिसाब से व्हाट डज द तिरंगा सिग्निफाई, एंड कैसे आपने अपनी ज़िंदगी में उसको मतलब इम्प्लीमेंट किया है, या फॉलो करते हैं, या फॉलो करने की कोशिश करते हैं.
What a beautiful question, actually. Actually, ये question बहुत difficult है answer करना, because you never thought that you're away from India or you are anything separate from India. The flag is always going to be a part of my identity.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's funny how every time, you know, there's a new software or वहाँ पे सारे flags होते, the first thing I look for is the flag, Indian flag. India का flag है ही नहीं. For the longest time, WhatsApp did not have India का flag.
What?
And so then I was like, why isn't there an Indian flag in there? So I don't know how to answer the question, because I've never felt anything separate from India. And then, of course, the flag is definitely what comes to mind when you think of a symbol for Indian or India for the matter.
Mm-hmm.
And how have I kept it? Again, it's always been a part, and for my kids, for my family, you know, every time it's 15th August or 26th January, making it a part of our, like, you know, watching telecasts, broadcasts, making salads that look like the flag, or, you know, it's how you make it a part and make it fun so that they can, you know, engage the children. And of course, watching movies that tell stories, reading books. I'm really thankful and grateful that you know, that we have the literature available for our children to read. On, you know, what happened, what went behind the wars, or, you know, I really think that knowing about the soldiers who are actually, even today, right now, they're actually at the borders protecting our country. And it's not easy. And India is not surrounded by friendly, you know, territory.
Correct.
And how it's managed. And that white that stands for peace.
Yeah.
And India has always been the torchbearer for peace. I think, you know, the way it handles situations quietly, really subtly. I'm so proud to be an Indian. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
So, yeah, I don't know how to answer the question. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. It's good. I think thank you for sharing this part of it, and that's pretty much sentiment of many people out here. And we have one more bandhu of ours who actually dialed in on a video call. I'm going to get them on a conference with you. Go on.
हाय PAMPAM मेघा जी, आज़ादी के अमृत महोत्सव पर आपको रेडियो टिहौरीज और मीडिया महिमा की तरफ से ढेर सारी शुभकामनाएं. कैसी हैं आप?
PAMPAM और आप सबको भी शुभकामनाएं. It's a pleasure to talk to you on this special day. My son had a complaint that why am I not going to the studio this time to sing songs every time we go. So when you were saying, right, how do we get these values spread? So I think you guys are also helping do that.
Thank you.
Megha ji, request is, can you talk a little bit closer towards the mic? I think थोड़ा आपका volume जो है कम आ रहा है. A little bit closer to the. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes.
हाँ जी.
Okay. Is this better?
Yes, it's better. Thank you so much. आपके साथ तनुश्री जी भी हैं on the
Pam,
phone call.
Tanushree ji.
PAMPAM Megha ji. Happy Independence Day to you too.
Happy Independence Day to you and all the bandhus listening.
Right. So, Megha, so Tanushree and Megha, I mean, I know that it's, you know, as जो भारत से हम लोग जन्मे हैं और वहाँ से वहाँ पले बड़े हैं, and then we've come out, it's an inextricable part of us, right? वो एच हो गया है हमारे इसमें, जहाँ पे भी केसरिया रंग, हरा रंग, और वो जो तिरंगा दिखता है ऑटोमेटिकली हमें वो जनगण मन ऑटोमेटिकली इट स्टार्ट्स टू प्ले विद इन योर सोल, राइट, सो टू स्पीक. लेकिन वो ठीक है, बट व्हाट वी आर आस्किंग टुडे इज स्पेसिफिकली कि वो जो वैल्यूज़ वो सिम्बलाइज करता है, जो ईच ऑफ दोज कलर्स, व्हाट डज इट स्टैंड फॉर. जब आई मीन, व्हेन यू आस्क इन यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स, देयर इज अ होल लेसन अबाउट वैल्यूज, अबाउट द फ्लैग, राइट. दे हैव सो मच दे स्टडी अबाउट व्हाई देयर आर सो मेनी स्टार्स, व्हाई देयर स्ट्राइप्स, व्हाई इज इट रेड, वाइट एंड ब्लू एंड ऑल दैट. ये I don't know how many lessons we all learnt and how many of us actually have ingrained it, I mean, into ourselves and are actually practicing it on a day-to-day basis. पढ़ने के लिए अच्छा
में एटलीस्ट 15 अगस्त और 26 जनवरी को झंडे के बारे में बहुत बातें होती थी. आई डोंट थिंक देयर वाज अ लेसन, बट ड्यूरिंग दिस पीरियड जो भी हमारा मॉरल साइंस का होता था, वी यूज्ड टू टॉक अबाउट द फ्लैग and talk about what is its relevance. So definitely we did speak. So I think, I don't know, one of the bandhus was saying something, so I was like, no, that's not correct, and that's why I called in. Orange symbolizes courage and valor.
Okay.
It has not, none of the flags have to do anything with any religion. So there is a misconception that colors and religions are related. At least our founding fathers, or what you call as an equivalent in the American history, people who were there at that point in time, they didn't partition it with the colors. So orange specifies courage, valor, और जिस तरह से हम लोगों ने अपनी हिम्मत दिखाई थी, शौर्य. And white peace बताता है, और जो चक्र है वो धर्म की बात करता है, और जो ग्रीन है वो ग्रोथ, प्रॉस्पेरिटी, हम किस तरह से आज से आगे जाएंगे. Like there is nothing to look backward, you learn from the history and go forward and prosper. So those were some of the dreams what we were taught during our childhood.
Is that something which you hold as a value for yourself also?
And definitely, that's definitely what we teach our kids also, right? To be courageous but be peaceful. Courage and peace can go together. And you need to follow your dharma. Dharma is not religion. Dharma is the value system which you bring in and you teach.
Correct.
जैसे सच बोलना, जैसे एक वो भी एक धर्म का पार्ट है. So it is be it in any religion, they teach it, be it in Christianity, be it in Hinduism or any other religion, like be it in Sikhism or even Islam. Everybody talks about truth.
Right.
So that is dharma.
Yeah.
And there are multiple aspects of dharma. I think Deepa was explaining about the chakras and the 24 values, what it holds. So that is what is dharma.
Yeah. So again, I would want interesting trivia to people out there. The founding fathers of America and the founding fathers of India, who actually came with the concept of all these things, were devoid of religion. They were not actually following religion. If people don't know about this, they should know it. They followed a system, and that's what they say. The founding fathers of America were Taoists in belief, and of course, the founding fathers of India were actually followers of Sanatana Dharma, which actually is very akin to Taoism, anyways.
Correct.
So they didn't have religion to come in any which way. So the colors don't represent religion at all in the first place.
Correct.
Unfortunately, the way the world has turned out to be and all those things, fanatism and everything came in, people misunderstand, and thank you for bringing that up, Meghaji. But speaking of colors, I know Tanushree actually is a person who
is a teacher, right?
Yeah, she also a teacher. Yeah, apart from that, she also is a believer in colors.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
So what do you think, Tanushree ji? What does the colors signify for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was about to transition from one school to the other, from 5th to the 6th. And one of the questions on the entrance exam when I was taking that was, what do the colors of the flag signify?
Nice.
And I don't remember studying about, of the Indian flag signifies.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, studying or getting any lessons about it. But then when the question came and we actually had to study for it, that was the day in 1988.
And right now, I still remember that so vividly, and I remember saying, why didn't we study about it? You know, we have our national flag, and of course, I mean, everybody has their own perspective. Some people can think that, you know, this is, you know, making too much of a piece of cloth. But I feel that our curriculum was not as informative or about our country, rather than, you know, the history is not very well projected, or, you know, we studied. I mean, I think I will be wrong if I say nothing was there or it was not very well designed, but I don't think these values were very well taught. And I found that always wanting. I remember that. So it's interesting how Megha ji said it. She said it so well, about the values, and it's nothing to do with religion. But nobody will know that if we don't understand the history behind the flag and how the flag came to be.
Exactly.
I mean, there was a chakra in the, there was the Gandhi ji ka jo cloth ka chakra hai, wo tha pehle, flag pe, and then it became the, with the 24 spokes, that became kyun hai, wo sab agar nahi किसी को सिखाएंगे, I mean, हमेशा it will always be something what everybody talks about. I mean, अगर a political party बोले this orange is they're trying to nationalize it, or सनातन धर्म है, BJP का कोई agenda है. So, I mean, whatever the people say, it'll be like you can actually free people, but you have to educate about the history of how the flag came to be. So, yeah, it's interesting how you kind of focusing on the flag today. And I don't know what the curriculum is in India right now, but yeah, I think in this country they are really clear about how to instill the patriotism or the values that the flag signifies in this country. They're very clear about that.
The reason why we focus on the flag today, because flag is what actually brings us together. Parcham bolte na, jo parcham jo hai, that's what stands out. And if you notice, from ages, ever since Indian human civilization came in existence, they said, oh, we got to have something to look up to and to serve under, and to also to connect to, right? So that's how we thought we'll talk about this, and we were encouraged by the initiative by the Indian government which did this, where they had the Har Ghar Tiranga part of it. We were going to bring it up that time. We want to see how successful it was, and I think it was a success. I think people start talking about it, and obviously, when they see so many, a child at least will ask the parent what it is, and the parent will go search. And actually speaking, there was research on the kind of search. People actually have searched the significance of colors also to a very large extent in India. So that's a good thing, right? People are becoming more informed about it.
It is absolutely very, very, a very successful campaign. I think, people say, उसने ऐसे celebrate किया, उसने वैसे celebrate किया, but आपने कैसे celebrate किया? I think this brings the message home that, do a tiranga in your house also.
Yeah.
So, on your profile pic, अब तो सभी online है, सब कुछ. That was very clever, I thought, and I think it was successful,
Wonderful. But thank you so much for calling in today and participating in today's show, Tanushri ji. Really appreciate it.
I just want to add something to this, because we're also coming to the close of our show. I just wanted to say कि जो केसरिया color है, जो orange color है, it actually depicts selflessness as well. If you notice, of course, there's a lot of dhongi babas and stuff like that, but let's not associate it with that.
Why are you looking at me that time?
Hey, no, I'm not looking at you. I'm just saying that courage and selflessness, the sacrifice जो relinquish करते हैं, जो detachment होता है, which is what we've been taught through spirituality. I'm not talking about any particular dharam. I'm talking about every dharam teaches you to be selfless, to be in service of the other. जो वो एक highlight है हमारे जो केसर रंग है. Yes, courage is there, valor is there, but one of the biggest things is the selflessness. And जो white में जो हमने बताया, peace and tolerance is one of the biggest things. And green and the chakra, to me actually, the chakra actually signifies adaptability and the ability to move forward.
Wonderful.
Each and every, because we are nothing if we are not adaptable, na.
It also stands for being industrious, right?
Industries, yes, because each of those spokes, industry is one of the spokes.
Correct.
in the that's the Ashok. Although they took the Mahatma Gandhi ka jo charkha hai wo symbol, but they actually took the Ashok, the chakra that is of Samrat Ashok that he had had has his symbol. So that was brought into the mix, and I think each of those are such important values of जो compassion है, जो brotherhood है, जो being together and service है of one another. I think unity जो diversity में है, जो tolerance हमारा जो तिरंगा सिखाता है, वो I don't know how much of that many of us practice in day-to-day lives.
Well, the best part about this, which I can just share a little bit about it, and I wanted to see if Tanushree will talk about it.
Yeah.
So colors, right, have an impact on our psychology.
Correct.
So why I said Tanushree actually once we had a meeting and she talked about why she wears certain colors certain days.
Yeah.
And that was something to do with her. And actually, when you look at colors, it's a what should I say? It's the non-verbal way of imbibing and seeing something in our mind, right?
Correct.
So colors make a lot of difference in our life. Tiranga and also symbolism, and just the fact that you know about this, you know that Indian values means you got to be industrious. So you'll see many of the Indian businesses becoming more independent and being self-reliant and being जुगाड़ करना जो हमारे में है ना किसी और में नहीं है. तो काम कर देते हैं हम लोग ना.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. And of course also the fact that we also believe in supporting each other. I don't know how far it's right now. Unfortunately, I really hope and pray that all this factionism goes away. It's sad to see coming miles away. It would have been nice. We had one event which all of us came together as a community and celebrated, as opposed to having 10,000 different kind of events. Each of them having, I'm going to do it because I'm the person who's going to moderate the event.
No, it kind of broke my heart, and I'll tell you this. This was about एक इवेंट था जहाँ पे एक परेड था. लोग कारों में जा रहे थे परेड में, एंड तब हमें बोला गया कि एक जो हमारी कॉलीग थी उसके और उसके पति ने बहुत नाटक किया कि उनको कोई कार में जाना था, रेड कलर वाले कार में, कन्वर्टेबल कार में, तो आलतू फालतू नहीं जा सकते. तब महिमा जी जिंदा थी. So this is let me tell you, it's a big celebration, okay? It's a huge Independence Day celebration in the Bay Area. And जब उन्होंने ये किया तो महिमा जी ने कहा कोई बात नहीं, आप चलो. Like when the car का procession चल रहा है, she said you walk, it's fine. You walk along with you and people will join you along the way. The organizers obviously wanted us to go because they didn't want us to drop out of the parade. But Mahima ji said, I'll come on my scooter. We'll walk. You don't need a car. Let the other people who are the star so-called RJs of the station, let them go in the car or whatever. तो उस टाइम महिमा जी को तो उन्होंने मना कर दिया. उन्होंने कहा because she couldn't walk, so she sat in the car. And जो बाकी के लोग थे, मतलब
महिमा जी को मना नहीं किया. महिमा जी was required to be on the car.
She was supposed to be on the car. They said नहीं महिमा जी हम आपको चलने नहीं देंगे and all. Then she said तुम लोग जो झंडा है हमारा, जो तिरंगा है, उसको पकड़ो and walk along with it. And believe it or not, people joined us. The crowd that gathers along the side on the roads started coming into
they broke the lines and
they broke the lines and they walked with us. It was just incredible.
बूढ़े से बूढ़े और young ones also, young children.
And it was so tiring for the person who was carrying that big the pole, right? बहुत heavy था वो. And the way they managed each one of them and supporting each other. I remember Satish Pandey ji and some of our bandhus who were there.
Anju was there.
They were incredible. It was and what broke my heart was when I saw a group of our own people standing on the sidelines and decrying the procession and saying no, down with India, down with this, down with that, and decrying that. But what happened was very reassuring. When people came together, they drowned out the other naras. It was just incredible to see that particular thing. At that point, I was thinking to myself, do people really understand what it means to be carrying that flag, what it really means to be representing that country in this country, is what I was thinking to myself कि ये tolerance जो compassion है, जो unity in diversity है, वो हम लोग खो चुके हैं. I don't think that is there in this land.
Hey, no, today shows a testament that no, we are not. We have bandhus like Megha, we have bandhus Tanushree, we have Deepa, we have Vibha, all those people who called us, messages on Facebook and everybody else saying that no, we are there with you.
Yeah.
So that is why, that's what's special about our culture, that there might be some people who do this.
What a story. Wow, what a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I think it's a mixed bag. I won't kind of write it off.
Yeah.
I know there are lots of examples that would tell you, the thing is lost, but there are lots of examples that will tell you that it's not lost.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of a Salil Chaudhary song that he used to play every time, in Ganatantra Divas pe Swatantrata Divas pe, wo din hai kitna dur. Then his choir would sing.
Yeah.
I think you will remember, all his patriotic songs that would be, just fills your heart, the lyrics and the melody.
Yeah.
You reminded me of that right now.
Oh, thank you so much. So Megha ji, any thoughts before you go?
No, I was just listening, mesmerizing, and thinking about how people can be so shallow, and specifically on such good day. How could this is the day where we should leave out the differences.
Yeah.
Festivals and the days like these are the one where we need to bring people together.
Yeah.
It should all be about giving to others and giving back to the world rather than talking about themselves.
Yeah, and remembering how we came together to get this what we have right now. A celebration, yes, you can do party karo, sab karo, theek hai. Lekin saath mein ye bhi yaad karo ki hame jo mila hai, not take it for granted, because it's not the slavery which we had on the colonialism. We also can get, we can become slaves to many other things also. Might be our habits, might be our ideology people are sharing out there, right?
Yes.
The fundamental ideologies you can also become a slave to that, because that's what happens. Dogma. That's something which you could be mindful of. And freedom for that also is something which you got to celebrate and remember as well, right?
Right,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much. You made this show so special by calling in and dialing into the show today, Megha ji and Tanushree ji. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for that.
Thanks
and
for
wish you
doing this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Have a good one. Thank you so much for joining us. एंड इसी के साथ हम बोलना चाहते हैं बंधु जनाल, तुम बताओ तुम्हारे क्या विचार है?
मेरा तो विचार मायने रखता नहीं है फातूनी, मेरा तो विचार ही नहीं होता है. तू बता, व्हाट इज योर टिप्पणी ऑन दिस?
मेरा बस ये है आलतू बाबा, मैं जब लोगों का देखती हूँ कि हम लोग ये ट्राई कलर पहन के ये डांस करेंगे, हमें बच्चों को सिखाते हैं, विच इज़ वेरी गुड. हमें बच्चों को ऐसे ड्रेस करके तिरंगा पकड़ा देते हैं एंड सोने टटोले लखा डांस कराते हैं.
But I want to tell you one thing here, Fatwani. At this moment in time, you might say, "Oh, nice." But after 10 years, right? Imagine that kid who's been forced to do that, right?
Right.
Will cringe.
Will cringe.
And will hide the particular memory from their that episode from their memory.
Correct.
And this is something which I have seen happen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a person who don't like to coerce anything on people. I try avoiding coercing people, maybe allies, anybody for the matter. मैं तो बोला अगर उनको inform किया जाए क्या है, कहानी बताओ, tell them why they have to celebrate the way separate. I really want to bring this to people's attention that's very important for us as a community, as a culture, right? To stay true to our culture, because the moment we lose our culture, we lose our identity, and that's very bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very bad. I know you want to become American, yes, but whatever happens, you cannot become American 100% because you don't have the values. You have a different set of values which you came from, right? And
well, you can be both. And then you pass on that culture जो आप share करोगे, you pass on that culture is always evolving, right?
Always evolving, right?
But values जो that we came from, that we stand for, these are Sanatan. I mean, these are, when I say Sanatan, please do not mistake it with
religion. No, it's not.
It is not religion.
Sanatan actually is a meaning. You must tell people what it means.
Never ending. There's never been a beginning, never been an end.
Yeah.
So it is something that's always ongoing, Banjan. And ये जो हम लोग बताते हैं अभी, देखिए आपके बच्चे ही हैं, राइट? यू सेंड योर किड्स टू स्कूल हियर. हम लोग क्या सिखाते हैं कि यू हैव टू बी वेरी इंडस्ट्रियस, डिसिप्लिन से पढ़ना है, विच इज़ वेरी गुड. वो दो वैल्यू है, लेकिन उस वैल्यू में क्या हम लोग ये बताते हैं कि तुम्हें जब हाई स्कूल का टाइम आता है तो बोलते हैं जाके कम्युनिटी सर्विस करो. ताकि तुम्हें कॉलेज के एप्स में पॉइंट्स मिलेगा,
ताकि आप जाके कॉलेज में जाके get a good college, get a good job.
Exactly. But had they been taught right from the time that you were dressing them in the Tiranga colors at that particular point as to why each of these things are so important, and why is seva important, why is it important for us to recognize ki we all are one. Actually, one of the biggest things what I felt now when I don't know if you guys read my post on Facebook or you reading this post.
Why don't you read the poem, Faltwani, please?
नहीं, वो जो poem में मुझे बस ये नजर आया कि actually the white, right, signifies the convergence of all colors.
Of course.
And all, like, जैसे that is so beautiful actually if you think about it, right, कि every one of us has our differences, right? कोई काला है, कोई गोरा है. It's not only just in terms of facial color. Some are diverse in thought, some are diverse in their orientation, some are diverse in the way they their ethnicity, whatever,
some are diverse in their neural capacity like me.
Yeah, so there could be so many different differences, so many different things, but when we all converge at the end of the day, we come into that white spectrum, that white light. The white light is all encompassing, right? जो purity है, जो हमारा, if you drill down actually Banujan, it is the purity of the soul, right? जो हमारा परमात्मन है, जो भी है, I don't know, that was what was running in my mind all along.
मतलब तो religion आगे बाबा
ना? आदत
तू ना always लेके आते हैं यार.
religion नहीं आलतू बाबा. It is like, you know, लोग कहते हैं कि ओ तुम अगर इसको नहीं follow करोगे तुम्हें जन्नत नहीं ये होगी, तुम इसको नहीं follow करोगे तो तुम्हें वैकुंठ नहीं मिलेगा. Like, you know, I don't know. I guess people would say those kinds of things, right? But I'm not talking about any of the religious aspects. I'm just saying that, you know, something that's as simple as a scientific concept as white light, when seen through a prism and it gets refracted and it has so many different components that go to make up that white light, why can't we why can't we understand that at the end of the day, even this, regardless of all the spectrum of colors that we all come into one.
So actually the message is unity in diversity, Balujan.
Yeah.
That's what Father is telling, that the white signifies unity in diversity. Man, the multiple colors going into one color as white.
Yeah.
Well, again, that's one thing, and everybody have their own interpretation of the colors. Everybody, more power to you guys. All I'm trying to say is, before you actually force your children to dress up and do all those things and act like whatever they want to, for you it might be cute, but the kind of trauma the child goes through, you got to be mindful of that also. But no, what I'm trying to say is, this same kid, 10 years, will they go watch the thing again? I have had children who say, oh no, don't play that.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen to children who actually have done this 10 years ago and don't want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And don't want to be part of it also.
Correct.
They run away from it. They think, oh my God, because they think that you don't actually, they think it's very, very, because whether they like it or not, millennials actually are very, very wise.
Yeah.
Because they have knowledge at the fingertips, which you didn't have. Right? And as you know, knowledge is power. So give them the right knowledge. Tell them why they got to do what they do. Why do you think their parents are industrious? Because of the fact that we assign ourselves to a particular symbol. Right? Don't reduce yourself to a symbol like Prince, but what I'm trying to say is, it is that symbols actually do a lot of things to us in terms of our psyche, right?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Spiritual. I totally agree with you. We have to make sure that we can separate the concept of spirituality from religion.
Correct.
Religions are alike and spirituality. Somebody can be religious and still not be spiritual, and somebody can be spiritual and still be an atheist.
Absolutely. And agnostic too.
Yeah, agnosticism as well. Agnosticism, of course, is like, you know, like me. Yes for everything.
Correct.
The point is, we'll talk more about those kind of philosophies and mindsets for sure. Happy to do it, love to do it. And Tanushi is posting something on the thing which says that
India symbolizes a spiritual journey. Hope all Indians can find their own spiritual destiny too. Indeed. Ameen, yeah. And of course, tathastu. And हम ये बताना चाहते हैं कि जो भी है थोड़ा shallow processing मत करिए, थोड़ा deep processing करिए. And ये हमारे बच्चों में भी हम लोग इंस्टॉल कर सकते हैं जब तक उनमें वो अपने हेरिटेज के बारे में प्राइड नहीं है. हेरिटेज का ये नहीं है कि यू आर अ ब्राह्मण, यू आर अ दिस, सो यू आर अ हिंदू, सो यू हैव टू बी दिस वे.
But Faltwani, I got a wonderful analogy for what you just now said.
What?
Shallow processing मत करो, deep processing करो. When you go to a buffet table and there's paneer makhani on there, when you dig deeper you get nice paneer pieces. ऊपर से आपको बस ग्रेवी आएगा, वो भी टेस्टी है, लेकिन अंदर से लेगा ना तो पनीर पीसेस आएंगे.
Whatever, man.
Wait, what?
Yes, ठीक है. So what?
Chicken piece अंदर होता है, the solid.
Chicken या पनीर? तूना अलवा
What same thing?
हर एक चीज का मतलब रायता फैला देता है यहाँ पे।
रायता नहीं है, पनीर बोला मैंने, पनीर पकनी बोला मैंने।
तो बस ये हमें बताना था कि बंधुजन की जो
Happy
भी
महोत्सव।
हैप्पी अमृत महोत्सव। लेकिन अमृत महोत्सव चिल्लाते चिल्लाते ओ विजयी विश्व तिरंगा प्यारा झंडा ऊंचा रहे हमारा, उस झंडे में जो सिग्निफिकेंस है उसका अपनी जिंदगी के रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी के
मरहा, वाह, I love the way you say it.
रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में आप प्लीज इन फॉलो करिए,
इनकलकेट कीजिए
या
अमल
कोशिश
कीजिए।
एटलीस्ट कीजिए, कोशिश।
कोशिश।
हाँ
I like the कोशिश फालतू वाली।
कोशिश ही obviously not everybody is going to be like immediately like oh yeah
Not everybody can be फालतू वाली।
छे whatever, हमेशा there is always effort is what is important बन
I agree with you.
and ये सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि I'll wear a green orange turban, I'll wear a green dupatta and a white suit.
I'll wear white tie and a orange shirt.
Yeah. It's not just about that. It's about why I'm wearing each of those colors today and what it signifies.
Wonderful.
So ये बस आपको हम पहुंचाना चाहते थे एंड ये भी कहना चाहते थे जितने भी वंडरफुल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं जो कर रहे हैं इतने सारे मतलब सेलिब्रेशन कर रहे हैं, बस ये कभी कभार सोचिए कि हम लोगों को इकट्ठे मिल बांट के करने में, मिल बांट के खाने में और भी मजा है।
I like that, खाने में invite me to a parties.
Yes, तो इकट्ठे करिए जितना हो सके ताकि लोगों को चूज ना कर पाए कि I mean ऐसे कि ओ हमारा बड़ा था, उसका बड़ा था, इसका बड़ा था। वही मैं देख रही हूँ हर जगह, ओ 15,000 people came, 100,000 people came,
यार what is the point?
200,000 people, क्या फर्क पड़ता है?
Exactly, thank you very much for that. This is exactly what I want to ask. And Facebook post me, oh what a wonderful service. Yeah, don't market the event. Like don't market your efforts of the event. Market the concept, philosophy of our thing, right?
हाँ, and same ही लोग जो हमारे देश के नहीं हैं, उन्हीं लोगों को हर जगह इनवाइट करोगे तो उनको क्या मैसेज पहुंचेगा?
Exactly.
Like they're going to this celebration here, which is happening in, let's say, in Milpitas. There's another celebration happening in San Jose.
One is happening in Fremont North, one happening in Fremont South, one in Newark, one in San Francisco, and one in San Mateo.
Correct. What is the message that's going out to all of them that we are so fragmented? वो उसको हम लोग बता रहे हैं कि it is not something that is to be proud of. We need to be together, we need to be united, and we need to be showing people that unity in diversity होना चाहिए. इसी के साथ हम बोलेंगे कि हमें इजाज़त दीजिए. Wishing India, भारत, our माँ, motherland, जननी जन्मभूमिश्च. जन्मभूमि को 75 years of freedom का
मुबारक हो.
हाँ, मुबारक हो. And hopefully there will be जैसे रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर ने लिखा था, right? Where the mind is without fear.
Yeah.
Our country will rise into that. I still think that there is a lot of scope for that poem to come true.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of scope for being fearless, and if you want to know how to be fearless and how to lead a fearless life,
and not be bogged down by dogma, Badnajan.
yes.
Please process a little more deeply. इसी के साथ हमें इजाज़त दीजिए. अगर कोई गुस्ताखी हुआ हो तो माफ़ कर दीजिए, क्योंकि forgiveness is one of the values that's enshrined in the Dharam Chakra, right?
Exactly.
तो good night,
शब बख़ैर
and a प्यार भरा.
Mwah.